Okay, we are making yogurt, and you saw my ingredients list, and I'm using the yogurt mat. Now you have to be careful, they make two of these, one you make from scratch, one you put in a machine, so make sure you know which one you are using. Alright, the ingredients. The directions are to use 5 grams of starter per liter or quart of milk. Direction 1. Heat 1 liter or quart of vitamin A and D, vitamin D, fortified 2% milk to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, or bring to the boiling point. After that, cool to 73 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright. Now while this is starting to boil, you don't want to stir it so it doesn't dissolve. You might want to put the cap on also, depending. Why not? Have a soap. So not that. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha, if any type of soap gets into your stuff. Alright, let's see. Okay, that probably wasn't the best thing to mention while we're making yogurt, but yeah. Alright, I'm going to dissolve 5 grams of culture. Well, this is per liter, so I'm going to be dissolving about 7.5 since I use the quart, and then a pint of half and half. But if you're not using the half and half, you're going to want to go ahead and just dissolve the 5 grams of culture. But we're not going to dissolve that right now. That's going to be with the cooled milk. After it boils, it'll cool back down, and that's what we'll dissolve it in, but we want to have it measured out so that we're not running back and forth. You know, always make sure you have as much of your stuff ready as possible. Okay, you want to stir it because you don't want this to cook to the bottom. I think I feel a little bit. If you don't have a thermometer, you want to bring it just to boiling point. Okay, are we there? No, we're not there yet. We're at 170. We want 180. The cup out to get the starter going. Now, I like about starters is that they normally come in packs, and each one, I believe, is 5 grams, so you just use a pack. Now, you would just be using one. Alright, we need to let that cool down. And another thing, you'll want to keep these refrigerated. And you have to be careful with it. And when it's refrigerated, it'll hibernate. If it's too hot, it'll kill it off. So, you gotta be a little bit delicate with this stuff. Okay, while we're waiting for this to cool, I'm gonna go ahead and show you I used MacArthur milk because it was 2%, and it's, you know, it's vitamin A and D enriched. For this, to kind of keep it warm and keep it still, after you're done, you know, I'm jumping a little ahead, but I'm just letting you know an option you have. You can keep it in the pot and put it in the oven, because you're going to have to let this sit about 24 hours. Some work faster. This one works about 24 hours before you take it out, and you will put it in the refrigerator and let it chill. You will put it in another container, let it chill for about 8 hours to stop, you know, the active ingredients. This one is made more for, you know, easy at home. So this one, after this is done, I will be pouring it into this earthenware container, which goes to my crock pot, and I'll be putting that on the counter, covering it up, and letting it sit for 24 hours. Then I'm going to pour it into a Tupperware container and cover it and refrigerate it for 8 hours so that it stops everything from going, and then, you know, I would stir it up till I liquefy it, and then I can go ahead and eat it. Now, a lot of different cultures work differently, so make sure you read the ingredients so that you don't buy anything you don't need, or you don't forget something you do. My milk is cool, so I'm going to take out about a cup of this and use it in a ladle. Easier this way. Alright. Now I put my starter in here, and so we're gonna at that end, and we're gonna let it dissolve. And once it's done dissolving, we're going to pour it back in and mix. Alright, so far it's kind of bumpy and milky and all that. So just keep stirring, let it dissolve, and looks kind of funny. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pour the milk into the earthenware pot. And that way I'm just going to pour my culture into the pot with it. Make sure you mix well. And I'm going to use a wooden spoon because I don't want to chip that. So. I'm going to put this back into its base, which is my crock pot, and cover it up and let it sit. Okay, and now here my culture. It's kind of dissolved. And so now I'm going to go ahead and pour it back in. Go ahead and mix. And let it sit for the next 24 hours. Alright, and here we go. This is our condensation now. Gotta check that out. Okay, so now we are going to pour it into our container. Ooh, wow. Wow. That's interesting look. Alright, and saran wrap. Looks interesting. Okay. Smells interesting. I've been it for over 8 hours. It's starting to solidify. Tastes like yogurt.